Hey guys, how's it going? It is before the New Year's, but it's after the New Year's is when you guys are seeing this. And so Brent and I, we had some things that we had to do because this tree is not supposed to be sideways. It actually has completely fallen. We came out the other day and it was totally sideways. It was bad. It was lying on the ground. The roots were up in the air. And so today I'm gonna pull it. It's not long for the world. It's been something that's already been dealing with scale, which has been really, really bad on it. It still is dealing with scale, even though I did a systemic on it. Still dealing with scale. There's very little bark left on it, so I was already not sure if it was going to even survive as it was. Then it blew over in the windstorm. And so I was like, okay, if the thing doesn't have roots and it's got scale and has very little bark left on it, it's just not long for this world. So I'm going to take this out really quickly. Such a bummer, but honestly, also a little bit of a blessing because then I can put something better in its place. So the hopseed bush, it is beautiful and it's mature, and I am really, really, really sad that it is gonna have to come out, but it does need to. You can see the roots are still partially up in the air down there, so super not great. I don't think it would be strong enough anyways if I put it back down in the ground to be able to hold itself up, especially not for at least a year. So it'll be fine because that's going to give me the chance to actually then come in and see this podocarpus that I have here. I want to come in this winter time and I want to move it. And I want to just get a tree that's already like a decent size and plant it like right here. And then I will also move this guy right here. That's going to just get moved. I absolutely love it in the landscape. This whole bed I want to do a rework in. There's just so much green in here and there's not really a whole lot of other color. And so we'll work on that. So today we're just going to take this out. Let me show you guys the bark. Or I guess I should say the lack of bark. So this is not the bark, this is raw. This is what the bark is supposed to look like. It's supposed to be really pretty, really nice, but it has scale. And now the bark is apparently molding. Oh yeah, look at it. And see the scale, it gets under the bark and the ants are farming it. So see all of that? That is ants that are farming the scale, and it is just everywhere. It's not good. So this thing just isn't, it's just not meant for, I guess, here, which is a bummer. This one is just gonna have to come out. I'm keeping a much closer eye on the other one that we have, but the scale is absolutely everywhere. And no, I didn't notice until it was too late. It's in the very back of a bed and I had lots of things growing in front of it. And the things that I had growing in front of it just kind of like blocked the view a little bit. And this thing wasn't even limbed up into a tree. And when I limbed it up into a tree is when I really noticed the scale issue. So I didn't even know that we had scale until it was too late. So I just babied it along through the rest of the year. But I'm noticing like the leaves on it just are looking a little tired. They're looking a little spotty. So it is a bummer. So we're going to take this out today. And then we've got a couple other things that we also need to do. And quickly, while I am pulling the tree out, the hopseed bush out, Brent is going to be fixing a very, very muddy problem that we have in the garden right now. So he just went around the corner. He is going to be grabbing some gravel from this area. We want to replace all of this gravel. This is, it's called salt and pepper. And I think this is like 1/2 inch or something like that. It's been really great. It's been fabulous over the years that we've had it. But what we're dealing with is a little bit of a mud pit right here, and we deal with it every single year. So he is going to just dump some gravel. It's not going to be pretty, not even in the slightest. But the goal for next year is to have a whole cement pad. So all of this grass will come out. So he's just grabbing some gravel, and then hopefully that solves this issue. It's going to be not the prettiest thing. Well, we ended up doing it together, but that's going to at least help with some of the mud in this area because this area is just kind of a constant mud pit. We never grew grass here because we were planning on not having grass here, and then winter came and everything got wet and it turned into a pile of mud, which has actually just been a pile of mud for all the years that we lived here because it's such a high traffic area. So good now. That'll at least help with the mud, with the dogs coming in and out of the house. The goal is like maybe springtime. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we could have a patio poured here and then we don't have to worry about mud ever again because it'll be a walkway and it'll be up to this walkway here. So fingers crossed in the springtime we can do this. I don't exactly know. We don't have a set deadline. But anyways, let's take that tree out now. Oh, my sword. I mean, my knife.
Your sword.
Like I'm like 7.
I am a knight.
It looks so sad. I don't like it. I don't like the way it looks at all. Look at it. That's so incredibly weird, but I knew I wanted to do a rework of this garden space anyways. So honestly, it's kind of good because it was in a spot that it wasn't really doing much of anything. So now I have the ability to put something better in its place, which I am excited about. So we're going to end up having to do some type of large-ish tree shopping. So I can put something largest here, largest, large-ish right here. And that will give us a lot more privacy, which is always my goal in life. And then I do have the hornbeam right here, and I think I'm going to move the hornbeam. We're just playing Tetris in the garden. And then the rose that's right here, the Lady Banks rose, it's my neighbor's. She took most of it out, and then it resprouted. So I'm very excited to get some of the blooms and enjoy some of the blooms this coming year because it is very pretty, but I do not absolutely love it. I love it in somebody else's property, but the thing gets massive, so it's really nice that it's all cleaned up. Like I said, I got to do a lot of shuffle in the garden. This whole area I want to do a rework of. Plus I also need to, this dogwood that's here, those branches actually belong to it all the way around this corner. So pretty. The stems on it are a beautiful red color. They're kind of dull on the camera, but they're red in person. It's really nice. So I got to move that one. It's getting too close there. Yeah, lots of things need to happen. And the last thing that I would like to do today is clean up this bed because it's a mess. It's a big mess. It's not good. It's embarrassing. It's bad. It's starting to get gross. Like the ground is getting slimy. So we're going to clean it up because then I can plant things in this bed soon because I need to get things planted. I also would like to limb up the Vitex a little bit higher. Limbing up also reminds me that I need to limb up the willow tree, which has dropped all of its leaves. Look, I mean, it just has like a little bit left, just there. But it has dropped all of its leaves, which is very, very exciting because then that means in the next week or two, maybe I could get in there and I can clean it out because like I told you guys before, I want it to be just kind of like the outer canopy of the willow. This thing is so dense in the middle. It makes the flower beds hard. It makes this sitting area really hard because there's branches from the trunk of it all the way out. And so it kind of makes the space a little unusable. So in the next week or two, I would like to do that. Yeah, let's get to work. And this is the bed under the Vitex. I'm going to come in and I am going to limb up the Vitex a little bit more. I think I'm going to come in and take off some of the branching on this side because this is a little bit ridiculous. And then down below, I'm going to rake, pull all the Vitex leaves out. I'm going to cut back the Nepeta here, cut back the peony that's there, cut back the Ansonium storm cloud. We're going to cut that back also. And then I do have the tree peony that I do need to figure out about moving. But when I move it, I want to put it in a cage, I think, just to keep it safe from, you know, our little unfriendly friends. That feels so much better. It was getting a little bogged down and it was starting to get a little mushy and gross in there, and I can't handle when things get mushy and gross and start to feel a little bogged down. The whole garden is starting to feel a little mushy and a little gross, making my eye twitch. Not loving it, so I'm tackling it one area slowly at a time. I think I'm gonna have to come up with a compost bin. We have so much grain waste here that I think I'm just gonna have to do it, which is okay. I did miss having a compost bin, so it's definitely not the end of the world for me to have a compost bin. I think I have a couple options where I might be able to put one. So this looks good though. I'm very pleased with it. The Vitex leaves were getting so gummy under here. It was turning into just a thick mat. So it feels nice to get all of that cleaned up around the alliums, which they already started sprouting for this coming spring, I guess. That's fine. Cut back the 2 Nepetas that I've got there. That one there is called Junior Walker. Fabulous, beautiful, great, perfect Nepeta. Highly recommend that one. And then I've got my 1 columbine there. I actually need to pick up the leaves and put the leaves back on top of the drip. And then over here, right there, is a peony. And with peonies, it's so important that they're not buried deep. So see this right here? That is the blooms that are, or that's the leaves that are going to come up for next year, and the blooms that are going to come up for next year. So peonies don't like to be buried deep at all. They don't want to be, they basically want to just like sit right at soil level. This one's probably a little bit too deep. So I think what I will do after it's done blooming is I will dig it up, and then I will go ahead and just kind of like bring it to the surface level a bit, and that'll help it out. I will also probably end up moving it back over this way a little bit, because right here I have, there's one there, and one there. I've got 3 of the Ansonium storm clouds, and I didn't quite realize how large they got. So this one this year got really, really, really large, and so I need to make sure that it's got plenty enough room this coming year. And so that's just a little bit too close to this peony for my liking. So we'll take it and we'll just put it nicely tucked into the back little corner, and it'll have plenty enough space. The Ansoniums will have plenty enough space. And then here is the tree peony. It's looking really good. The buds are swollen on it a little bit. I don't know how to tell. I've never grown a tree peony before. Basically, there is herbaceous peonies that die back all the way to the ground, and then there's tree peonies, and then there's another type. And this is like, I guess, a cross between herbaceous and the other type. And this one, all of the leaves will die, but it will keep stems up above the ground. So never grown it before. Kathleen from a company called Peony's Envy, she gave it to me. I met her in Seattle almost a year ago. And she gifted me this beautiful tree peony. And I'm so excited about it. But I need to dig it up and I need to move it because same thing, it's really close. My thought was that I was going to have it and it was going to grow above the storm cloud Ansonium, but I think I just need to give it its own space. But that is not for Robbie to do today. That is for Robbie to do a different day. Brent is back inside and I'm ready to go back inside too. It's a little bit cold and I can see clouds are starting to roll in. So that is my cue to leave. Anyways, this is where the video is going to end. We cleaned up the mud pit, so now we don't have muddy dogs coming in. Fingers crossed that we get that patio porch soon. And then we unfortunately pulled out the hopseed bush, but excitingly, we get to go tree shopping and find something big and beautiful and gorgeous. And then we got this cleaned up, which means that maybe I can start getting some of this planted. Actually, I need to start getting some of that planted because some of it's yellow. We're gonna go to the hardware store tomorrow and we're gonna pick up some chicken cloth, chicken wire, chicken cloth. We have hardware cloth. That's why I thought that. We're gonna pick up some chicken hardware. That doesn't sound right either. Anyways, you know what I mean. We're picking up the chicken hardware and we're going to make our own wire baskets because I've got foxgloves and snapdragons and hellebores and I don't want to lose those. So we are going to make our own Dollar Tree baskets, shove them in the ground, and then I can start getting all of that planted because I really want to get the foxgloves in the ground. That's something that needs to happen ASAP. So that is where today's video is going to end, my friends. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, let's start the year off with you subscribed to this channel. Thank you so much for visiting our garden, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye, guys.